Morning, children. Welcome you all once again for this online class. And today we are in Civics Lesson 1 of Term 2, and the title of our lesson is State Government. In this lesson, we are going to study about the difference between Parliament and State Legislature, election procedures, power and functions of Governor and Chief Minister, how government works, and the three main organs of government: the legislative, the executive, and judiciary. And our lesson starts with a conversation between the teacher and the students of a classroom. So, our country, India, is the largest democracy in the whole world. So, we have the people of our country, the supreme authority. So, in this lesson, we study about the Parliament of India, election system, and powers and functions of Indian Parliament. So first let's look at the meaning of the word Parliament. Parliament is a French word meaning speak or talk. So in the parliamentary meetings, the elected representatives speaks in representation of the common people. They talks about the administration, functioning, and the better smooth movement of the affairs of our country. So our government runs in three important ways. One is legislative, another one is executive, and judicial. So you all might have known about the building in the picture. It is the St. George Fort. It is located in Secretariat near the Marina Beach. So this is the place where legislative assembly functions. So all the elected members of the legislative assembly meet here to discuss about the affairs of the state government. Okay, so do you know how many states, union territories in India? We have 29 states and 7 union territories. So the state government and union government, they share their powers, um, different powers for different affairs to the better functioning of a country. So the state government have some authorities and the central government have other authorities. For example, the police force, prison, they come under state government level. Okay, then the health system of the government, they all comes under state level. Okay, then natural resources, sharing the natural resources, territories, all these things, they comes under the national level. So the union government and state government together sharing their powers, they run the smooth functioning of our nation. So our India follows the democratic parliamentary system of government. So in this we have executive and judicial committees. So the President of India is the head of Indian Union and he is elected by the members of the parliament. And the state level, we have chief ministers and governors. So these are the people who involved in the state government affairs: the governor, the chief minister, and the members of the legislative assembly. So member of the parliament. So regarding MPs, they they function in the parliamentary building. So these members of parliament, they were elected by people through Lok Sabha elections. So in regarding members of parliament, we have two categories. One is the Lok Sabha and another one is Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is directly elected by the people, and Rajya Sabha is elected by the uh, state legislative assemblies. And MLAs, members of legislative assemblies, are local state representatives. They also were elected by the citizens of India. So our country follows the voting system. Our representatives, MLAs and MPs, are elected through voting system, and the organization that controls the voting system is called Election Commission of India. So it runs the voting system throughout India. So the candidate who receives the majority of vote, they will be selected as the MLAs or MPs. So the state government includes, in state governments we have three important categories. One is the governor, the chief minister, and council of ministers. And governor is appointed by President of India for the term of 5 years. So governor is not elected directly by people. Only the President of India selects governor for each state. The leader of the majority party is appointed as the chief minister. So whoever uh, takes the majority in the election, and the leader of that majority party will become the chief minister. And the chief minister, in consultation with the governor, he forms the cabinet of ministers. So qualification of governor. So who all will be qualified in governor level? They must be a citizen of India, and they should have completed 35 years of age, and they should have a sound mind. They should be a knowledgeable person, and they should not hold any public office of profit. Chief minister, qualifications of a chief minister. So he should have completed 25 years of age and should be an MLA. That is, chief minister should be elected by people through local elections. And in case of MLCs, they should have completed 30 years of age. So the state legislature has two different important forms. One is the upper house, another one is the lower house. We call it a bicameral legislature. So the upper house is called Legislative Council, and the members of the upper house are called MLCs, members of the Legislative Council, and they are not directly elected by the people. So MLCs of upper house are not directly elected by people. Lower house is called Legislative Assembly, and the members of the lower house are called MLAs, members of Legislative Assembly, and they are directly elected by the people by vote system. And Indian states following bicameral legislation are Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, Jammu Kashmir, Karnataka, Telangana, and UP. In Tamil Nadu, we have lower house only. We don't have the upper house. We do not have MLCs, members of Legislative Council. We have only members of Legislative Assembly, the lower house. So this system is called unicameral legislature. Now we'll look upon the governor role, appointment, and power functions. So the governor is the constitutional head of the state. So he is the supreme leader for every state. He is appointed by the president of the country, and he appoints the chief minister and the members of the council of ministers. He appoints the advocate general and the officers of the state. And every bill, every law has to be approved and signed by the governor, and the governor has the authority and power to dissolve the legislature, that is to uh, stop the current government. Now we'll study about the powers and functions of chief ministers. So the chief minister is the real executive head of the state administration. So all the decisions were executed by the chief minister of the particular state. He allocates portfolios among the ministers. So all the money level, uh, how and where the money should be invested. So all these rules will be applied by the chief minister, and councils of ministers are collectively responsible to the state legislature and work as team under chief minister. So the members of the legislative assembly, they work as a team under chief minister, and the chief minister formulates programs and policies for the welfare of the people. So these are some of the powers and functions of chief minister. And the constitution of our country, it runs in three categories. One is legislative, executive and judicial. So legislative have parliament, which is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Executive has president, and judicial is the Supreme Court. So the legislative branch makes the law, they forms the law, and the executive branch, they enforces the law, they applies the law, and the judiciary, they interprets the law. So judiciary, for judiciary we have the high courts, and the high courts are the highest judicial organ at the state level. So each state should have one high court, which is the highest authority in judicial level. And the high court consists of one chief justice, who is the leader for all the judges, and they also have other judges. And the number of judges in the high court is not uniform and fixed, and president appoints the head of the court, and it holds the office until complete the age of 62. So up to the age of 62, the judge has the power to execute judgment. And apart from the high court, we also have district courts and tribunal courts, which is the local bodies. And finally, we have the Lok Adalat system, which is called People's Court. So in this court, all the unsolved cases, they and all the local cases will be given to the Lok Adalat. So in this court, compromising will be done. That is, the cases which are about in the compromising level, they will be taken under the Lok Adalat system. So here there will be one retired judge and one advocate and one social serviceman. So all these people, they discuss, they call the adversaries, and they resolve the problems among the people by compromising them. So these are some of the informations regarding the local government. So we'll meet in the next class. See you all.